Hey guys, Duane Richins here. I wanted to chat with you guys and talk to you a little bit about a crazy success story. Alex Jimenez. He has been in our brokerage. He was the last rookie of the year that I've trained. And I wanted to interview him to let you guys know with hard work, anything is possible. So, Alex, let's just get a background of story of you. Why real estate?
So I was actually never gonna be a real estate agent. That wasn't even in the cards. I was The original plan was to go to college for wrestling, because I got like two or three scholarships. Not full rides. I wasn't that good, but that was the original plan. And then my dad's real estate agent, Carmen, another agent in the brokerage, sold my dad's house and then just kind of talked to me about like what I want to be when I grow up and stuff like that. And then from there, it just continued on to, do you want to be a real estate agent? And I was like, not really, but I'll come to the trainings because she invited me to some of the trainings. And then I was like, okay, I think I could do this. And then here I am.
That's nuts. So it wasn't even something you had thought about for years. It was like, hey, this agent comes and sells my dad's house and says, you should come try this.
Pretty much.
Now, you said you're a wrestler. Now, guys, you can't see this guy stand up. How tall are you?
I'm like like 5'7", 5'8".
5'7", 5'8". Okay. How much do you weigh?
Right now, like 149.
Okay. So, you guys, you got this guy that's 140, I'm going to say 150 and be stretch this guy out, 5'7". And he's, how old were you when you started taking training?
I don't even think I was 18 yet.
Not even
And
18.
I wasn't even 18 yet. I may have just turned 18. I don't remember.
That is so awesome. So, guys, I always tease Alex that he looks like he's 12 years old, living at home. And this guy has absolutely crushed it. So, when you first dove into training, what was your thoughts?
Well, I had a little bit of door knocking experience because I sold solar. I was not good at it. Like I was probably the worst salesman you could possibly imagine. Um, but I was like, okay, well, this is way different from solar sales because in solar, it's like, okay, you have a script and you're just sitting at the door talking for like 45 seconds and they either turn you down or they don't.
Uh huh.
So it was a huge shift of training. I was like, okay, I could see how this would actually work versus just
So, what was different? I mean, you had a script. It's either yes, I'm hot, I want to buy solar, or I don't. You walk away. What's different in the training you got here with me?
um well, the biggest thing is like nobody wants to listen to you for 45 seconds talking about something they're not even interested in.
Sure.
So that, but that's the solar side. So if it was like that, it would have worked. But with this, it's more like you're asking questions, so they have to stay engaged the whole time.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
So, walk me through. You got your real estate license. What did it look like for your first couple months? What did you do?
First couple months, I didn't really get anything until month two. I was door knocking like really consistently. It was winter, so it was really cold, but I was door knocking really consistently. And then one of the clients that I talked to actually ended up reaching out to me and said, "Hey, I want to sell my house." And I was like, "I mean, I guess I could do that for you, sure." So month two, I got my first listing
Oh,
and
heck.
then sold it like the day after.
Money, money. So, your first year, how many homes did you sell?
First year, oh God, excluding that one because that one closed like December 30th or
Uh,
something. I think I was at 11,
11 homes. Okay.
11 or 12.
And how much did you make your initial rookie year as a, what, 18, 19-year-old kid?
I 19 at the time.
19. Okay. How
Yep.
much did you end up making off your sales?
I ended up making about 160,000, just over.
That's awesome. Dude, that's insane. How many of you guys out there have made that kind of money at this age and is still plowing and making a lot more money? There's not many people out there. Now, Alex, I'd love to tell you that he's the hardest working kid in the planet. But Alex, would you say you gave 100% your first year?
Um, in the very beginning, yes, I was doing exactly what you told me to do, like hitting 200 contacts a week and doing all this stuff. And then, so I sold a $2 million commercial property, and that kind of shifted it for me because I made like, I don't know, $65,000 from that.
Right.
So after that, I kind of stopped working, and that was what, 7 months into the year.
7 months in. Now, I have to tell you, Alex is an extremely hard worker. So I'm not trying to display Alex. And I think anybody in his situation, 19 years old, he just gets a $65,000 paycheck. He lives at home. He's got a car that's paid for. He has no debt. So he's super financially smart. He just gets a huge payday. And now he's sitting at like 160 grand on the year. I can't blame him for not wanting to go out and pound 200 contacts and do the hard things. So bottom line is he grinded very, very hard to get where he was at. But then would you say you worked very hard that last 5 months?
Well, I had probably at the time like 5 homes under contract that were going to float me, and I still had people reaching out to me, people I was showing homes to. So I wasn't really in a hurry to get clients. So I pretty much just coasted the whole year, and I'm still in that kind of coasting phase, which isn't smart because now I own my own home and I got to pay a mortgage and stuff. But yeah.
So let's say you kept your foot on the gas and continue to prospect. How many homes do you realistically think you could have sold, and what could you have made? Do you think you could have doubled your income?
I would say so. I mean, I couldn't have hit 200 contacts a week just because I didn't have time between the clients I was working with at the time. But if I was hitting like 100, 125, 150 a week, yeah, I would have made a lot more money, and I'd have more homes under contract now than I do right now.
That's insane. And how many do you have under contract currently?
5 or 6.
Awesome. In 2023, how many closings have you had so far this year?
2.
Okay. So are you on pace to blow your numbers away from last year?
I think so.
Listen to this.
I'm bad at keeping track. I'm bad at
and he's coasting. Track. And he's coasting, you guys. He's not out prospecting. He's not out hustling. He's just coasting through. What do you think you attribute all this success to?
I would honestly just say, like, ultimately, if you go out and door knock, you're going to make money. Like, even if you're just bad, if you're horrible, you're going to make money. But if you have training to go along with it and you can sell people, you're going to be making more money, and you're going to do it in less time just because you have training to back it up versus like going up at the door, talking for 40 seconds, getting kicked off and going to the next one. You'll actually have some training. So I'd say,
what training do you feel like you have learned that's helped you get where you're at?
Question-based selling, 100%. And it doesn't even, like, door knocking is important, yeah, but so is negotiating, and so is, appointments and all that stuff. And question-based selling doesn't just apply to door knocking. It applies to even life. Like, even if you're in an argument with your girlfriend, it works very well. So, trust me, I know. But
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So let me ask you this: do you feel like you have question-based selling down? When we role play, can you conquer all my objections?
Every single one.
Yeah, I knew it. No. So, okay, tell me how well you feel like on a scale of 1 to 10 you're at based on what I've been training you and getting you where you're at.
Well, there's multiple objections. So I have some down better than others. Like, if someone pulls out, oh, hey, I have an agent already, I'm bad at that. I just move on. But there's other objections that I'm a lot better at that I can close people pretty easily. So on a scale of 1 to 10 overall, I'd probably say I'm about 6.5 or 7.
Cool. I think that's an accurate rating. So when I role play with Alex, I can always pick stuff apart he's doing. Alex has been in our coaching program for a while now and continues to learn. And the cool part is he picks it up. Now he's confident enough. He's got the majority of the questions down. Does he have them down pat to where he's closing 95% of the people? Not yet. But he's closing enough people that he's able to coast, as he calls it, and make significant money on where he's at. And so it's pretty impressive. Now, Alex, does this question-based selling work in other aspects of prospecting other than just door knocking? What else do you do?
Yeah, like I said, so that commercial property that I picked up was a cold call. So I don't like cold calling anymore just because I've been doing it since winter started and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I do cold call a lot of commercial stuff because I fell in love with commercial after that $65,000 payday, believe it or not, right? So, um, like I said, picking up commercial clients is a breeze. It's hard to pick up sellers just because of where the market's at right now, but I have a list of probably, I don't know, 35 like commercial buyers, sellers, and investors that are gonna buy something in the next 2 years, between now and 2
You got a
years.
big pipeline already you're working with just from what you've done.
Yeah, and of course, like you got to follow up with them and everything. But like, yes, it doesn't. It's not just cold calling. Like I said, it's or sorry, it's not just door knocking. It's cold calling, appointments, pretty much everything, negotiations, whatever.
So if you could give any advice to an agent that's either brand new, an agent that's been struggling to get the production they're at, someone that's at 20 million and hasn't cracked the code, that's been just doing calls and prospecting, but they haven't broken the bank to where they can literally walk away from their business and still make $30 million a year, what advice would you give them? I'm going to have you as a 20-year-old now?
I just turned 20. Yep.
Awesome. Give us some advice. What would you say you would have someone else do if they were looking to make a big change in their business?
I would say if you're not prospecting already, you should be doing that. If you're not active on social media already, you should be doing that too. And if you're doing all of those things, you're not getting any results, some training for sure.
Okay. And where do you feel like they could find the best training? Where did you learn the social media aspect and a lot of the things you're implementing?
Well, I learned it from you, Duane.
Cool. That's what I wanted to hear from you right there. Do you feel like I could help people where you've seen my training? You've seen us recruit and build a brokerage of over 90 agents in 2 years without really recruiting. Do you feel like we could take anybody that listens and follows this program and explode their business?
Well, I can tell you from my experience, if I was at a KW or like a Century 21, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Cool.
So,
cool. Have you seen others be successful with the training we implement?
I have. Yep. So not only agents that have come from other brokerages to us, yeah, they've seen a difference in their business too.
Cool. You guys, Alex is a hustler. He is making things happen even at 20 years old. He's going to do way bigger things in the future. But all I can tell you is if we can get someone that looks as young as Alex to crush it out of the park, show up in his ball cap and his hat there and ready just to take over the world and make 160 grand plus, you'll probably clear 200 this year, every year, based off just learning how to ask the right questions. I know we can do it for you. So thanks for being on today.
Easy, guys. Thanks, Duane. See ya.
Yep. See you, buddy.